Welcome back to Relationships, a 10-day course. So glad you're joining me. This is session 6, Distractions. If you find work has taken over your life, if you find eating has become the center of your day, if you find playing golf with the guys on Saturdays is the single joy of your week, if you find you're spending more time talking with your mother than your spouse, you are probably using distractions, underlined, to keep you from confronting the issues that are separating you from the most important person in your life. Have the courage to say, honey, we're not having enough sex. Have the courage to say, honey, you appear to be married to your job. You no longer have time for me and the children. Have the courage to say, we're not communicating. Let me tell you what's on my mind. Or, I've stopped talking to you because I feel you no longer listen. You remember how much in love you were when you both committed to the relationship. You felt comfortable that the days of searching for love and finding disappointment were over. You may want to ask yourself, what must I do so this relationship thrives? What will help us turn towards each other instead of reaching for a distraction? Start with understanding that your most valued relationship needs regular care and attention. Do you touch as you walk by each other? Do you find a compliment when it's appropriate? Do you listen and offer advice when asked for? Do you listen and wait before offering advice? That is, sometimes your partner may simply want to vent. These positive gestures refreshes your relationship. Good feelings can be generated by a simple smile. Get up from the computer when your honey comes home from work. A hello kiss goes a long way to cement good feelings. Life has taught you to remember birthdays and anniversaries. Find a way to remind yourself. Flowers, a card, a restaurant reservation goes a long way to dispel any negative feelings that may have arisen between you. Relationships, like a plant, thrive when they are cared for. Relationships thrive when each partner feels the center of the other's universe. In a relationship, people say the wrong thing. They make bad choices. They create distractions to keep from confronting their partner and saying, I owe you an apology for taking your side, for not taking your side. Or, honey, I misspoke. What I said embarrassed you. I am truly sorry. I'm amazed at what people will do to avoid confrontation. I'm amazed at what people will do to avoid taking responsibility. Rather than hiding on FaceTime or running to the gym, establish distractions. Stop, take a breath, and ask yourself, what is best for my relationship? What is best probably is to hear your inner voice. Is it saying, you've done wrong? Is it saying, you best take ownership of what just went down? Speak up. Change a negative to a positive. Many women disappear from the marriage when they are dealing with the challenge of a newborn or a challenge of 2 or 3 children with different needs and personalities. I have often said, to the amazement of many of my clients, that when you have children, the marriage must still come first. Your spouse must always feel he or she comes first, no matter what's going on in your real world. Distractions like children, social media, money, career, and hobbies can stop the love and connection between two people who have committed to a lifetime of love, affection, and attention. We can look at the distractions and say you must cut back on social media, for example. But, as I asked above, do you have the courage to look deep and answer the question, why are your distractions necessary? Yes, social media is addictive, but the higher question is, what is not happening between you and your partner that allows you to disappear for hours? When you walk into the kitchen and your wife doesn't look up because she's texting a friend who has just left her husband, are you angry or understanding? Are you angry because she always seems to be texting someone instead of saying, honey, I'm so glad you're home? Do you have the words to say, honey, we have to sit down and talk. I'm not happy. Do you have the tools to start a healthy and constructive conversation? No judgment, no anger. The focus is understanding and resolution. How would you rate your communication skills? If you do not talk up, if you store anger to the boiling point, it will all come out, but in a negative way. No one will learn anything except perhaps that you are an angry person. Being in a negative zone doesn't help the relationship grow. One couple I worked with came up with their own solution. Every Friday night between 7 and 9, they would shut everything down. No cell phones, no TV, no distractions. They would sit across from each other and talk. The 2 hours was strictly meant for communication. I wasn't happy because your mother stayed an extra 2 days without asking. Or, I would have been happier if you had brought me tickets to a Broadway show. They set up rules before they sat down the first time. No hate speech, no anger, no passive-aggressive confrontations. Our 2 hours are meant to be symbols of our love and our desire to be heard and understood, they said. Another couple who were communication challenged, I suggested they write out during the week what annoyed them. They picked a day and a time to sit quietly and lovingly across from each other. Each handed the other his or her list. One list was read and discussed. Then the other list was read and discussed. Slowly, very slowly, they developed a comfort zone that helped them communicate lovingly and effectively. Bottom line, if you want a stronger, more meaningful bond, say no more often to distractions. I remember the very first time I suggested a couple make space in their schedules each week for a date night. They gasped at the idea because it was so simple and so easily accomplished. They reported back that date night really worked. They tweaked my idea by having one partner pick a restaurant, a surprise, one week, and the other partner picked a surprise restaurant the next week. They got dressed up. They looked forward to the quiet, intimate time together. They grew closer. Bottom line again, if you want a stronger, more meaningful bond, say yes to spending quality time with your partner and no to unnecessary distractions. Thank you.